Hello everybody, good afternoon and welcome to the United Stand. It's the big one. It's Manchester United's trip to Aston Villa. I look at that league table on my left that just disappears. I don't know what Rasmus is doing there. That was last week. This is this week. And this is about Manchester United's trip to Aston Villa. And what a big game this is going to be. Absolutely huge. Really looking forward to it. But also can't really predict where this is going to go. I think it's very difficult to predict. It's very exciting. I've just seen Arsenal dismantle West Ham 6-0 away from home. I'd love to think that Manchester United can do that. I really would. But I think it's... look, there was some ridiculous... we sometimes get a bit of team news and we'll never put it out until it's 15 minutes before the time, because, you know, if you get it wrong, at least you can say it was misinformation, but we don't tend to get it wrong anyway. That story that was coming out about Amrabat starting and Casemiro on the bench, I mean, I nearly had a bloody heart attack. For people out there, just do better. If you're putting team news out there because you think you might get a few follows, make sure your team news is good. Because you look like a fucking idiot now. You look absolutely stupid. Do it properly or don't do it at all. Because it's just not worth it when you face the wrath of the United fan base. And if Casemiro would have been out, I'd have been devastated. Absolutely devastated. So thankfully he's not. The team is on the screen. We've got the same team as last week. Harry Maguire comes in for Martinez. We predicted that. We're okay with that. And yeah, absolutely fantastic. Ami says, you do better, Mark. We do very well, actually. Rasmus interview last week. Every bit of team news we've given you that's been early over the last few weeks has been right, because we make sure the information is good. That's how you should do it. Run it responsibly. You're always going to make mistakes, but saying Amrabat starting over Casemiro, for God's sake, come on. Shaunock, welcome to the Members Club. Thank you very much. Who's player of the season, says George. Don't care. We're here to talk about Manchester United, and we're here to talk about Manchester United against Aston Villa. It's going to be an absolutely massive game, and I can't wait. I absolutely cannot wait for it. I just want to start it. It's going to be tense. I just hope Aston Villa bottle it. Martinez in goal for them. Cash, Carlos, Longley. So no Torres again. I think that's positive for us. I really thought Pau Torres was going to start because I'm sure he was on the bench midweek. So him not being ready is a positive. That centre-back pairing you can get at. And we've got Garnacho, Rasmus and Rashford. Moreno at left back. Kamara, Douglas, Luis and Ramsey with McGinn and Bailey and Watkins is interesting. Tielemans dropped. I'd rather he'd played. I actually fear Ramsey more than I do Tielemans. So that's interesting. Pau Torres is on the bench for them. They've got a good bench these days, you know. Tielemans, Digne, Torres, Diaby, Zaniola. Yeah, yeah, they've got some good players on their bench. I'm not going to deny it. But, yeah, it's... Ricky says this should be a win. I'm not in any way, shape or form going to disrespect the fact that Aston Villa were unbeaten at home for 13 months and then they've lost their last 2 home games and we're expecting them to lose 3 in a row. It just doesn't sound right. But, as I said in the preview and as I'll say to you here now, it's Newcastle the week before. Newcastle and Chelsea started off really well. They got the first goal and Villa mentally just seemed to cave in. The first goal, we know as Man United fans, it's massive. If we score first, we tend to have a good game. If we concede first, we tend to bottle it. Well, Villa look like the same for me. So this is the battle for the first goal. Simple as. If financial fair play is a problem, we can't use an endless credit card to buy our way out. We need Ten Hag's youth, cheap and incredible, says Ali. Thank you very much for that, Ali. Also, today was the first time my fiancée watched the build-up. She doesn't know Ricky and asked, is that Mark's dad? Says Christian. There we go. It is. It is. No, it's not. It's not. But, yeah, I think that it's the team that we expected. Obviously, we would have loved to see Martinez play today, but he's injured. But apart from that, we're putting the team out that we wanted to put out. And I'm pretty happy with that there's no other shocks. Sometimes it can happen that there is, but the fact that there isn't is a good thing. And I think it really will come down to what I was saying this morning and on the preview as well. We've got to close down that midfield. They've really got 4 midfielders with Jacob, Ramsey, McGinn, Kamara and Luis. And what Villa do is they basically have Kamara and Luis who drop very deep to take the ball off the back four. And then they feed it through the middle into McGinn and Jacob Lanzi, who then try and feed it out wide or into Watkins. What Chelsea and Newcastle did is they stopped that pathway and it forced them into long balls that didn't work. We've got to get hold of Luis and Kamara. And I'll be stunned if Erik ten Hag hasn't figured that out, really. It's just whether the players can do it. Mainu and Bruno especially can't be wandering off. He's got to stick to his job here because it doesn't matter how we win. It doesn't matter whether we play well and win. This is very much one of those games where it just matters about winning. So, yeah, let's see how it works out. Right, let me just put that in there as well. Lots of people getting involved in the chat. Great to see. Hope you're over on the countdown to kick off as well, you legends. Let me hope that's just done that. Yeah, great. Okay. Gabi Bonglahor, guest pundit here in Malaysia TV for the Villa game. Can't believe his nonsense actually here in my country. Absolute prat. They've won. I can't believe. What? Malaysian TV has flown Gabi Bonglahor out to be a guest pundit. I can't speak. That's like Australians flying out Ian Beale to sing at the opera. I mean, what the hell? I feel for you, mate. Blake Williamson, welcome to Members Club. And hi, Mark. Can you call my wife Shelley a prat? Says Wolfie. Well, let's not get all big-headed. We've got a big game here. Malaysian TV has got Jamie O'Hara and Gabi Bonglahor. Well, more fool them for paying them to go over there. God, you'd have been better off getting a couple of people off the street. They'd have done it for free. There's loads of Man United fans out there. Incredible. I mean, Bonglahor just is a terrible pundit in my opinion. I think he just says whatever comes into his head, which is a different thing every minute. Anyway, but look, back to reality. We've got a bigger game here. I forgot about that. I do like Villa, but I don't like a Bonglahor, so that's another reason to beat them, isn't it? I think his opinions are terrible. Right. Man United, that should be working. We should be moving around here. Yes, we are. Have we got the Villa team going through there as well? Let me show you that. But of more importance, actually, let me just show you this first. Look at the league table. That's how it looks at the moment. If we win, we are 5 points behind Villa. If we lose, we are 11 points behind Villa. If we draw, there's still a slim chance, but we've got to win. We've got to win. The season we've had has been so bad, we put ourselves in a position, even though we beat Wolves and West Ham, we've got to win this game if we want to have any chance of getting top four. We don't, but you know what? I say we've got to win. There is a kicker to this. We say we've got to win, we've got to win, we've got to win. And we say that quite rightly because we have standards at Manchester United. We've got to win, we've got to win, we've got to win. But we don't deserve top four this year. And we probably won't get top four this year. What we've got to do is keep the dream alive. Because I think any United fan that's thinking if we don't get top four, it's a disaster. Well, I think we accepted that a long time ago, that that's not the way this season was going to go. So I think Champions League football for us would turn a terrible season into a good season. Realistically, I think Europa League and a good run in the Cup would be reasonable from what's gone on this year. So I still would say, look, the season is not over if we lose this game. We just have to reassess what our standards are this year. And I think our standards this year may well be because of the volume of bad results that we've had. Looks like Maguire's going to play left-sided centre-back as well, which I agree with. I think Varane and Dalot work better together. And I think Maguire and Shaw work better together as well. So I think that's a good thing. We haven't lost a game in February since 2018. Comfortable win today, says Emin. That's not how it works, though, is it? Unfortunately. Hi, Mark. Have you heard about comments from Lingard in his Seoul interview saying that he was treated unfairly in England, says Run? I'm not interested, honestly. I mean, is anybody interested? Wish him all the best. Doesn't play for United anymore. I'm surprised he's playing out there and not in the Premier League, but, you know, whatever. Mark, do you ever think of going to see a game in person, says Foggy? I often think about it. Every 10 minutes, actually. No, I don't. Mark, I've just heard there's a Malaysian TV channel that wants to co-host with you and Akinfenwa. What do you say to that? Well, show me the money. Because I've got a massive audience here already. Afternoon all. If we lose 4th, I think it's not achievable, says Anthony. And has Mark been to a game before, says Ponty. Mark, wait, mate, we're not having this chat. Get rid of these idiots in the chat. We're here to watch a big game of football. I've probably been to more matches than you've had hot dinners, mate. But since doing the United Stand, I don't get to go anymore because I sit in front of tens of thousands of people and talk about football. If you'd rather go and sit and watch a match, that's up to you. I make my choice. We make our choice. This is what we do. The only people who ever moan about it are bitter, jealous people. Our inverted fullbacks are crucial to get the numbers in the midfield, says Akshay. Look, I'm on it today. I'm on it. Abondnozzle had it. You'll get it. I'm on it. I'm sharp. I'm focused. This team needs to be sharp and focused as well. Look at Rasmus. Look at Mainu. Massive, massive game for United. They look focused as well. Delo as well. The team, the mentality. You know the rules, says Juan. Thank you very much. Just a shout out as well, just to drop it in your head a bit. Super Bowl tonight. I'm doing a watch along on That's Football. So there we go. Rasmus finishing in the bottom corner there. Of course, Anana's got to have a big game today. Ollie Watkins, fantastic season. No doubt about it. It's sod's law, though, a little bit, because we probably, I don't know what you think, but we probably caught Aston Villa at the wrong time. You know, we could have done with catching Villa after beating Chelsea. I do think it makes this game, when Man United roll into town, Villa fans are going to be up for it more than they're going to be up for it against Chelsea and Newcastle anyway. So that's harder. But when it's for top 4, and when it's after losing 2 in a row at home, they're going to be up for this game today. This is going to be really difficult. Really, really bad. But I agree with Akshay. I think the inverted fullbacks will be important. And look, I think it all comes down to the midfield. I'm not going to go over it again and again and again. I think it comes down to just discipline, really. Bruno Fernandes, last couple of games, I think it's fair to say, has probably been slightly above average, whereas some people have been putting in 7, 8s or 9s. I think Bruno needs to have a big game today. In fact, I would say one to watch, Bruno Fernandes, because he has to be disciplined. If he wanders away, they'll get hold of the midfield. Somebody has got to get in on Douglas Luiz. He is the conductor of that team. And the best person to get hold of Douglas Luiz is our number 10, which is Bruno Fernandes. He's got to get hold of him. Got to get hold of him. And also Kamara as well, which I would suggest will mean Mainu pushing forward and maybe inverting one of our fullbacks. Ripper has just gifted 5 memberships. You're an absolute legend. Get your badge in the chat. There's a lot of them in there. Sushant, Ibrahim, Michael, Joseph, Lil, Just Kevin, Gabrielle, thank you very much. Viraj as well says United will win because Villa is a perfect team to play. Well, yeah, the high line. We're always going to be in this game. I mean, look, I know it's different at Old Trafford, but we were 2-0 down on Boxing Day to this Aston Villa side. And then we took control of the game. And we kept getting in again and again and again. And what I've seen of Emery, I'd be worried if Villa played a deep line today. But from what I've seen of Aston Villa this season, they don't change. They didn't change from the first game of the season against Newcastle where they got beat at St James's Park to playing them a couple of weeks ago. I don't think they'll change how they play. And if there's one style of football that suits this United side, it's a high line. So we should be in this game no matter what. I can't see either team getting away here. I think it's going to be a 90-minute game, and I can't see either team being 2-3-0 up. But I think the first goal will decide the game. Rudolph the Red has just gifted a membership. Thank you, Rudolph. You're an absolute legend. I'm just going to have a bit of a stretch here as we get a little bit closer to the game. Score prediction, I'm going to stick with a draw. I know that's not necessarily the result we want, but I think you've got to respect the fact that Villa are a good side, and it's tough. It's tough. I mean, I don't want to talk about weaknesses, but Martinez is a big loss, as we know, and I think that we've got to be very, very careful like we were last week when Maguire comes on. he lacks pace. So Luke Shaw and Delo have got to be very quick to get back and cover because Watkins is prolific, as is Bailey as well. So you've got to be very careful. They've got good bench options as well. I mean, our bench really, again, you look at our bench, okay, Forson, Ahmad, Anthony, McTominay, Amrabat, Ericsson, Lindelof. It's okay, but they've got Diaby, they've got Tillemans, they've got Zaniola, they've got some good play. You know, they've got Pau Torres. I'm very glad Pau Torres isn't playing, by the way. I'm very surprised. I saw him on the bench against Chelsea. I was like, oh shit, he's going to be back for the game at the weekend. The fact that Pau Torres isn't playing is massive because he's been so important for Villa playing out from the back. Much the same as Martinez is for us. So the fact that he's not playing is a positive. That doesn't mean that Longley and Carlos are bad centre-backs, but they've had Konza and Torres there all season, and that's been a big part of their success. Why Sky Sport Germany are comparing Højlund, Garnacho and Mainu to the class of 92 right now and bigging up Casemiro. It's refreshing, says Paul Thompson. Lovely. What do you think is the minimum required for Ten Hag to keep his job at the end of the season? Thanks for the hard work and keeping us entertained. Well, thank you, Anthony. I mean, on that, look, there's a Ten Hag out movement, and they fake it when we win. You know, you can see it in their faces, you can see it in their tweets. There's a but there, and there's a Ten Hag out movement, and they will be back instantly if we lose this game. I want that to subside. I want that to disappear. I think the worst thing we can do is sack a manager, spend 20 million replacing him, 10 million getting rid of him, 30 million quid we haven't got. I think the best case scenario is that we stick with Ten Hag for another year. I think for that to happen, we need to finish in the top 6 and we need to go to a cup game that's very difficult to win. Now, what I mean by that is if we draw Man City away in the quarterfinals, you know, that wouldn't be a failure to get knocked out there because it's Man City. But I think we need to get European football, Europa League football minimum, and we need to have a good run in the cup. And that should be enough for him to stay. But you never know. Like, we've won 2 games and we demand more. So the next, you know, there's always a loss coming, and this is going to be very difficult. But I don't think replacing Ten Hag is a good idea. I don't see anybody out there that's capable of doing this job that you'd be very confident about. And I think the money it would cost would sink us. I just got with a 23k run. Hopefully we win. Bloody hell, Kendrew. Well done. James Crowder, thank you very much for gifting a membership. Thank you very much for that. Make sure you subscribe, by the way, everybody. We're only 500 away from 820k on the road to 2 million. So make sure you subscribe. Bottom right-hand corner. Thanks, everyone, for getting involved. What about Potter, says Trib? Fucking hell. God, no. I hope Erik Ten Hag brings Ahmad today instead of Anthony, says Pass. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to talk about stuff like that because I think it's an irrelevance in many ways because, you know, I said this after the win against West Ham last week. You've got Man United winning 2 games back-to-back, playing some of the best football we've seen all season, which isn't hard when you think about how bad we've been. And then you've got people moaning about Ahmad not coming on. You can't just moan all the time. I think there's levels to this, and I don't think we can be moaning all the time. I would like to see Ahmad get a bit of time, of course I would, but it's not always that easy, is it? And look, I'm sure we will see Ahmad getting some game time at some point, but at the moment I'm pretty happy with what we've got and how things are going. Sorry, I was looking at something there. Let me come back to the super chats. Not super chats, the live chat. We are 6 minutes away from the start of this game. Please do subscribe. Bottom right hand corner. That's what I was thinking about. I was going to check that, but completely forgot. Huge game for United, of course. One that really is the biggest game of the season. I don't think there's any argument or excuse about that. It is the biggest game of the season for Manchester United, and it's one that we really do need to win. But I don't think we should go into it expecting to win a game like this because it would be such a major step forward for United to do that. I'm going to go with a draw. I think it's going to be a torrid time the first few minutes, honestly. But you know what? Let's wait and see. Why is this doing this? Is anyone else's chat freezing? I don't know what's going on there. Let me reload it. Nice tracksuit top for United. The old Stone Roses ting. Loving that. Very nice. Very nice. I'll tell you what. Probably one of the best link-ups United have ever done brand-wise. I mean, I've got my tracksuit top as well. I nearly wore it, actually. It's okay. I've got it fixed now. Thank you, everyone. But that tracksuit top is lovely. Luke Shaw and Ollie Watkins having a chat in the... No, I'm not big about this. Roy Keane will be losing his shit. Each to their own. Not a big fan of that. But Luke Shaw is always a model professional. But yeah. Rashford's doing it as well. Not a big fan of all that. Never have been. Old school boomers, whatever you want to call us. Me and Keno. I'm sure Gary Neville would agree as well. Don't like all the handshakes and hugging in the tunnel, but it's part of the modern game now. They're all mates, aren't they? So that's the way it is. But never been a fan of it, especially not in a big game. You want to see that rivalry. You want to see that aggression. You want to see people blocking that out. And minutes before a game, I don't want to see people shaking hands and going like that. I want to be in the zone. Seb's 6 years. How about 6 years of age? He won't make eye contact with anyone either. Mark, been a member for a few years. My credit card expired. Lost all my previous time in United Stand. Can this be reset? Says the Ripper. I don't know, mate. I don't know. Red Smurf gifted 5 United Stand memberships. Thank you very much, Red Smurf. I don't know, Ripper. I don't know because it's handled by it's handled by YouTube, isn't it? A little off topic. I'm using the Premier League website. There have been 283 added minutes added to our games this season. Over 3 extra games already. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Right, players are on the pitch here. Mod says, are you going to cheer when Greenwood scores for us? You're a twat, mate. Everyone's trying to enjoy a game of football and you're just trying to wind people up. Why don't you go and have a run? Personally, I want United to get Wirtz as a squad option for Bruno. Yes, he'll be expensive, but we don't guarantee City snap him up for Kevin De Bruyne, says Exy. What do you think about Arsenal winning, making a fool out of West Ham, says James? I don't think anything of it at the moment, mate. We've got our own game to play, but it was very impressive. Thank you very much to that. Okay. Mark, I would love Almada from Atlanta. Why are people talking about fucking signing players? We're on the verge of the biggest game of the season. You're the shaking hand brigade, aren't you? Talking about bloody transfers and having a cuddle. I don't want to talk about transfers. I want to talk about this game of football. I couldn't give a shit about transfers. I don't give a shit if we're signing Mbappe. We're about to play a bloody big game of football. Let's get on with it. Yeah, don't speak with your opponent before game. Old school, says Magic. I couldn't give a toss who we're signing as a number 10 or a centre-back, or if Mason Greenwood's coming back. I mean, bloody hell. We're about to play a game of football. Why do you think you buy players? You buy players to play games. We're about to play a game in 2 minutes. Biggest game of the season. Massive game. I don't get it. I don't understand it. Right, is that set for that? Yes, it is. Good, good. Hey, Super Bowl chat can wait till later. I'm live at 11 o'clock on That's Football. Right, score prediction. I'm going to go 1-1 Man United. Stretching my eyes a bit. We're ready to go. Mark having a bad day, says Amy. I'm not having a bad day. I just can't understand people who don't get pumped up for games like this. I mean, you know, they'll all be there saying Ten Hag out if we lose. Afternoon, Mark. 1-2 United. Hoyland double statement win, says James. Here we go. This is what we've been waiting for all week. Man, you know, I don't. This is the player that worries me. 2 goals and 3 assists in his previous 5 appearances against Man United. He hasn't even been in the bloody team recently. And here he is back, Jacob Ramsey. He worries me. Good player. Everyone in the chat's being a bunch of prats. Marky says Trey. Yeah, we'll start blocking them. Right, we're ready to go here. United in white. Bruno to kick it off. Got to get the first goal. Got to start well. Villa had no confidence in those two games they lost. Can mods check word ban? My super chats won't send, says NC44. Well, that one's just sent. Shake, thanks for being a member for 24 months. And Mark, thoughts on those camo warm-ups and which Aston Villa player are you worried about the most? Alan, I think I just said it there. I think they've got a lot of good players, Aston Villa, but Jacob Ramsey's the sort of player that could cause problems. That's that diagonal we're looking for already to Marcus Rashford. Just be careful in a game like this as well. And I know we build it up, and we do build it up, but we've got to also be very careful about things like yellow cards, red cards, VAR. You know, big games can get ruined, as we've seen. Discipline is very important. I think it could be a bit of a chess game here. Both Martinez has got it at the moment for Villa. Anana had it as well. Just stood there with the ball for a few seconds. Very difficult to play through. Both teams looking to press high. I'm watching Bruno in the first few minutes. There we go, look. Fucking hell. This is not what you want in the first 2 minutes. Brilliant recovery tackle by Delo. Really good. That wins the moment back, because what you do not want in the first 2 minutes is Villa running at our goal. And Ramsey was very much nearly doing it, but a great tackle by Delo. We've got to suppress them. The crowd was flat against Chelsea and Newcastle. We've got to suppress them. United playing for the draw, says XY. We're certainly not going to be playing for a draw. Triggered Salt says 2-1 United. Casemiro wins the free kick. Walshy says Delo's been so good lately. That's a great recovery tackle. Do you think Højlund can keep up his production at the moment, says James? Well, it's a bit of a myth around Rasmus anyway, because he scored a very good goal last week, but he only had 2 shots. Like, I know he's been scoring recently, but the service still isn't really there. So I'll be interested to see what happens with that. I've been to the pub for a few, buzzing for this game. Mrs. is moaning, hoping we play the way we have been playing, says Sean Dunn. Get her a drink as well. Tell her to calm down. It's a big game. Yeah, my time is exactly right with what I've got on the telly. Philip Nash says standard 3-0 win for United. Oh yeah. Don't know what we're worried about. We need to get hold of the ball here. Here's Ramsey. Good tackle, Casemiro. I don't like Villa having all this ball at the start of the game. Yeah, they were always going to start fast, though. They were always going to start pumped up, definitely. Marcus, I am doing a Super Bowl watch-along, yeah, later tonight. B-Boo says, how many points you got in FPL? I think it was about 67, something like that. I've got Garnacho and Watkins, though. I mean, fingers crossed Watkins does sod all. I don't mind Watkins scoring a hat-trick if we win 8-3, though. I'll take that. Triggered Salt says, Wan-Bissaka teaching Delo how to slide tackle. And hi, Mark. Looking forward to the podcast news tomorrow. Been a listener since day one. You and Will are fantastic. Ultras, ultras, ultras. Yeah, big reveal coming tomorrow, Daniel. I've forgotten about that, but the game's so big right now. We're locked in on that, aren't we? Cross comes in. Varane, Casemiro, sorry, heads it away. 5 minutes gone already, and I think Villa will be quite happy with the start they've had. Wonder if we can get some early stats on the screen here, actually. Yes, we can. Yeah, 69% possession for Villa so far. Probably are going to play counter-attack transition football anyway. Go on, Bruno. See, I want to see someone on Douglas Luiz. Look at Douglas Luiz at the top of the screen. He's the guy. You can't just leave him free. Well done, Varane. Luke Shaw. Oh, God, that was not a bloody very good ball to keep in there from Luke Shaw. He should have just let it go. But that's good by Varane. And now Rashford into Casemiro, into Bruno. Rasmus will be offside. He's offside. It does feel like a cup final, says Hovis. Yeah, just went a little bit too quick here, Rasmus. That high line from Villa, though. Tom Grant says so many away games for us recently. They're not going to stop playing it, Villa. They'll keep playing that high line. Have changed my mind on the manager. He deserves time. We need to build the squad, says NC44. There's a long diagonal. And Anana. Quickly at his goal. Got to be like that today. I think there's a lot of people who'll change their mind on Ten Hag if we can get a result here today. Not just NC44, but long way to go. And I think whatever happens, it'll be a 90-minute game. And what I mean by that is I don't see either of these teams getting away. Even 2-0, I could see Villa coming back, or even United coming back, because I think that the way that both teams play. Fade, I did read your chat. You said you'd had a hard day at school. And you come here to relax. I just didn't read it out. But I have now. Rashford, lovely. Oh, bad first touch. Offside. He wasn't getting on the end of it anyway. Please do subscribe, by the way. We're trying to get up to 820 tonight. We are only 300 away, 820,000 subscribers. Subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. Help us to get there. United Stand, live every night at 8 o'clock, every morning at 10 o'clock. Normally have a 2 o'clock show for you as well. Match reaction after the game, where you can do player ratings through the website. We have a countdown to kickoff as well. Lots to get involved in. Fan forum tonight as well with the studio. I'm sure there's going to be a lot to discuss. It's just got that sort of a vibe to it, hasn't it? It really does. Kalfa says, why are the linesmen so quick with the offsides? Probably because they're so obvious, mate. I think if they're not sure, they'll let it play on, but we've probably been offside by quite a lot. Horatio, thank you very much. Welcome to the Members Club. Get your badge in the chat. Appreciate that. And a win today would change the perspective of Eric Ten Hag when you consider our abysmal away record, says Jim. Well, Villa are on the attack here, Jim. I didn't actually think about our away record at all this week. So we did well against Wolves, though, didn't we? Here's Rashford. Where's he going? Needs to release this. Needs to release this. Needs to release this. Into Garnacho. Oh, I'd have had a shot. Lovely play by Rashford. Lovely play. He does it exactly right. I just wonder whether the cutback... Nah, I think Garnacho actually unselfish there. When actually he might have been better having a shot. I don't think the cross was on, and I don't think the cutback was on. But it's a corner for Man United. Aaron says, very good interview you had with Hoyland. Thank you very much, mate. Please do share the video if you've subscribed already, by the way. If you want to click something, you can click and share it on your socials. There is a share button. Corner to United. We never score from corners, Harry. Oh! I thought he was going to do it. Bit better from United anyway. Settled in after that first 10 minutes. Yeah. I just saw a kid of about 8 as Bruno picked the ball go, dickhead. And then all the adults near him laughed like he'd just, you know, had his A-levels and got straight A's. I mean, it's incredible what people think is funny or acceptable behaviour. If Seb did that, I'd take him out. I'd say, you're not right. We're going home. You've ruined it. Paul Rice says it's terrible, to be honest, encouraging kids to be like that. Have you ever seen the pictures comparing Dave to Alama? They are amazing. Also, apart from Rasmus, who's your favourite current player, says Catherine. I don't have a favourite current player. I'm just focused in on the team, Catherine, to be honest. We've got another corner here. I don't care. Anybody score. Maguire. Oh, he's so... Look, you know what? I've always said this about Maguire. The amount of headers he wins is incredible. He just can't direct it. He needs a sat-nav on his forehead. Because he wins it, look. Wins it. Just can't ever get it directed. Well, bit better. Villa, first 5 minutes, certainly the team on top, possession-wise. But United in the last 2 or 3 minutes, I think we've shown a little bit better. Now, this is what I like. Look at Casemiro and look at Mainu on Kamara and Luis. This is exactly what I was talking about. And it's great when you see it. Kamara and Luis being occupied by Casemiro and Mainu on the transition. Here's Bruno. That's a bad first touch. Rasmus. Oh, stuck under his feet. I think he needed it a little bit quicker from Bruno. I don't think Bruno's control is good here. That first touch from Bruno's too heavy. And the pass means that Rasmus has to take a touch. He needed to be taking that first time. Another corner for United though. 3 in quick succession. A tumble in the box from Casemiro. Bruno has got to go diagonal to Garnacho. No. Got to get these diagonals right. Good play by Garnacho. And again, lay it off to Casemiro. Oh, I thought he'd bloody scored then, Garnacho. The way Martinez was diving. Lovely play by Garnacho. Here, look at this. Skips past, in. Hits it with his left. Martinez probably overcompensating. It wasn't that close. I thought it was in as well, Keenan. Love that we've got a front three that want to pass the ball to each other. Such a simple game. Sam says, don't let the Prats twist your tits, Mark. You're the GOAT, says Sam. Thank you very much. Oh, look at that. Maguire's been turned again. He's got to get back. Well done, Delo. I feel like we're just settling into this game here. Here's Rashford. Offside. He's always struggled with that, though. Marcus has always struggled with that. Good play by Delo, this, though. You're going to get a lot of offsides against this team. I tell you what, it's going to be a test for Mainu up against Jacob Ramsey. In the box, Villa. He's a good player, Jacob Ramsey. Yeah, as someone in the chat said there, Aston Villa do play the offside trap very, very well. Thanks everyone who's tuning in. Make sure you subscribe. I think this is going to be a big test for Kobe Mainu. Gareth Southgate's in the stands, but Jacob Ramsey's a good player. been a bit inconsistent this season, but he does raise it against United. That was better than Anthony's left, says Liam. Here's Douglas Luiz, you see. Key player for them. Good ball by Casemiro into Bruno. Rashford. Chance to run. Foul. Well won. Well won. Abraham's happy with how it's going at the moment. Southgate getting booed. It's a simp. Yeah. First goal's key. I think both these teams struggle with confidence when they go one down. First goal's key. Another chance to whip a cross in, and I think that that's something that Harry Maguire gives you as well from set pieces. We're going to whip it, Luke Shaw. And he's given a corner. Another corner. People saying Rashford dive. Don't care. Take it. I absolutely love how we're playing at the minute. So much more excitement and good interaction at the front, says Robert Lund. Yeah, give us your thoughts. What are you thinking about these first few minutes? It is a different... I mean, look, we don't know what the result's going to be, but there is a different feel around United after those 2 wins. We're up against the Villa side that I think 3 or 4 weeks ago we would have said we'd get beat here. And corner comes in again. Maguire. Goal! Is he offside? Is he offside? Because if he's not, he's done it again. He looks confident. I think he's off. But Rasmus. Maguire would have the assist. They hug. I think it might be a goal. I think he looks off. But look, Avalon says he looked well. I didn't celebrate it because I don't... This is what VAR does to football. But he looked miles off to me. But let's watch it back. Bruno with the corner. Maguire with the header. He's on. He's fucking on. Get in. 1-0 to Manchester. I have to wait for VAR to celebrate goals. It's 1-0 to United. It's Rasmus again. Maguire with the assist. Towering header towards the back post. That's absolutely fantastic. Why they've got Kamara on Maguire as well. We talk about us on set pieces. That's a mismatch. And it's a goal for Manchester United. Get in. 1-0. Big goal. Brilliant. That's the start we needed. That's the start we need. It's such a shame that VAR takes that moment away, doesn't it? I have to be so careful because I'm reacting live. How many times if I go, yeah, get in, and then it's offside. So it's such an important game as well. I don't want to be jinxing anything today. So I just had to wait on that. But there you go. Again, another goal for Rasmus and brilliant from Maguire on the assist. This is so important. It's so important to get that first goal. We've been talking about it all week, haven't we? We mentioned it in the preview. We score first, confident. Villa concede first, lack of confidence. So important to get that first goal. It doesn't give us the game. There's still a long way to go. Long way to go. But it's the start we needed. We needed to score first. Joe Brinley's got it right. Don't concede straight away. Carlos says, Rasmus. Rock and roll Rasmus, says Latin. It was inevitable, isn't he? Inevitable. You know, I did that interview with Rasmus on the Wednesday. He's scored every game since. He shook hands with Goldbridge and he can't stop scoring. The Rasmus Højlund interview happened on the Wednesday. We played Wolves on the Thursday. And then obviously West Ham on the Sunday. The interview came out on the Monday, but I interviewed him before the Wolves game. So, you know, that little fist pump just passed the magic on. From all of you, from the whole of the United Stand community. We'll take an assist on that. 3 and 3 then, isn't it? You can't beat that. You can't beat that, can you? Oh, come on. Villa with a corner. Oh, yes. Love that from, I think that was Varane heading that away. Confidence should be running through that team now. No, serious. And I'll tell you what chat I love. There was a super chat that came in from Robert Lund. It was one of our members, actually. He said, at 0-0, he said, I absolutely love how we're playing at the moment. So much excitement and good interlocking play at the front. Yeah. And that was at 0-0. And I did feel that after, I felt the first 5 minutes, they were in charge of the ball. And I was a little bit worried. But I think the 10 minutes before we scored, didn't we have like 3 or 4 corners? Garnacho had that shot. Rasmus had that shot. And I just felt that we were coming back into the game. And, you know, away from home against the good sides, you're going to have to steady a storm a little bit. But their confidence now is so important. What we need to do here is game manage this game. So next 5 minutes, you do not concede. You keep doing your thing. You know, they're going to come at you again. Let's just contain this game. Derek says, I've got a match coming up. Can I have a fist pump? Maybe I'll start selling them. Happy to see him getting the poachers goals too, says Patrick. Mark, massive improvement. We're playing much better and Rasmus has found his mojo. He's a great lad, says Bounty Hunter. Hero says, Mark is like the King Midas, turns everything he touches into gold. And Rasmus is the youngest player to score in 5 straight Man United games. The youth is breathing life into this team, says Merch. Well, we need to be a little bit careful. Bailey's just had a shot wide there. They're going to come again. When did we become exciting to watch? I'm loving the game so far, says David. I was one of Maguire's staunchest critics, but credit where it's due. I'm loving the rejuvenation Erik ten Hag has given him. Perhaps it was the armband, says Summy. We're all in it together. This may as well have been Chris Kamara at the back. Butcher's apron defending. Love it, says Nick P. Hey, we're in it together. Maybe United fans should be doing more interviews. Ten Hag, says Ivy. Hey, I'm available. We're in it together. It doesn't matter who comes on the pitch. McTominay, fuck them. It doesn't matter. Like, we're in this together. It's a team, isn't it? And it's the first time this season we've seen us play as a team. But there's a vulnerability to that Villa back four. They don't have Torres. They don't have Konza. And in fairness, we moan about not having Martinez or Varane. It's a bit like, you know, us having to play Lindelof and Evans. Longley and Carlos are good players, but it's not their first choice. And a lot of their success this season has been built on Torres, especially, and Konza. So there's a vulnerability there. Looks like we're looking for Rasmus today, says Finom. I'm happy. And my only criticism is the goal not being able to celebrate it in the moment, but that's VAR. Marvin AM says Longley's terrible. I remember United being linked to him. Didn't do particularly well at Barcelona, did he? But I thought Emery probably knew what he was on about, knowing that league. But here's a ball over the top, and Onana does his job well. Reads the bounce. Got to get back, though. Watkins is here. Villa doing what I thought they'd do. Oh, come on. Close the shot down. Great save, Onana. Was it a great save or was it straight at him? We've got to be careful here. Got to be careful here because we're a bit all over the shop here. Villa are going for it here. Oh, fucking hell. Cross across the 6-yard box. Need to slow this game down a little bit. Go interview Onana now, Mark, says Mazza. Donny says, what are your thoughts on blue cards? Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. I need to see this Onana save again. See, who's got McGinn there? Yeah, it's sort of straight at him, to be fair, but he's still got to get it away. Needs to control the possession, says Sal. No, I thought Onana did well there. He's off his line to head it away. Back on his goal, makes a save. But look at this. Great save, Onana in the one-on-one. Where's our midfield gone? They're all over us. Where the fucking hell is Bruno? They're absolutely all over us. Switch on for fucking hell, lads. That's exactly what Reflex says. What's going on? We've had a really good 20 minutes. We score a goal and the midfield's disappeared. McGinn, Ramsey. Look, where's the bloody midfield here? Look at Casemiro on his own again. We're 1-0 up in a massive game. Fucking get behind the ball. They're all booking the bloody Champions League hotels, aren't they? Good save by Onana, that. That's a good save, coming out like that. That's a big, big, big chance. That's a big, big save. Hopefully the players can keep the team on a good run of form from here on out, says Andrew. Mainu's looking a bit lost, says MOT. I don't want to say it, but I was sort of hinting at it 15 minutes ago. I said Mainu's got his work cut out. And at the moment, Ramsey and Luis are giving him a hard time. He's a young lad. Hopefully the players can keep this going, says Andrew. Any chance a fist pump would fix Anthony, says Nicholas. But that's a good save by Onana. Off his line quick. We do criticise him for sticking to his line too much. Off his line quick. He's had a bit of a knock here, actually. Whacking says Varane too many mistakes. Didn't see Varane making any mistakes, mate, to be honest. I think you're searching. I think the midfield is going too far ahead of the ball and Casemiro's getting overrun, which we've seen time and time again. Just sit in a bit and hit on the break. I don't know why we're going chasing the ball and leaving ourselves space at the back. It's mad. I don't know what happened in that last couple of minutes. We're 1-0 up. Sit in and counter. We don't need to leave them space. They had so much space there for 2 minutes. I secretly hope Rasmus is a big trash talker. Such a nice kid on the surface, but a menace to the back line. Rasmus, says Matt. This is getting a bit silly. Jacob Ramsey with a shot. What's happening here? Another midfield runner. It's going to be 1-1, and then they've got the momentum. Not picking up the runners there. I mean, I think that's Mainu. You've got to pick up the fucking runner. Dimitri says that Maguire's getting spun. Good ball by Mainu there. Right, Garnacho. Right, let's have a bit of possession now and calm this game down. Got to pick. We can't be conceding goals from letting the midfield runners go again. Good day, Mark and the Brisbane crew. Let's give the man some credit so far. Well done. Onana's let's back him. 100%, James. He's done well so far. We will always back good performances. That's the way it should be. Sexy Ginger Hulk. Thank you very much for joining the members club. Appreciate that. Get your badge in. Germo says that Villa's passing has been sharp and efficient. It's a shame that's Bruno running through there, because if that's Rashford, he's in. Why do we never mark the midfield runners, says Shiva? Because we get stuck ahead of the ball. Go back to the keeper. Go on. That's what he's there for. Well done, Rashford. Oh, go on, Casemiro. Yeah. Matty Cash has caught Casemiro there. Hopefully that's not a bad one. He's down. Actually, Casemiro is holding a different foot there, so I think he might be all right. Yeah. Yeah, he'll be all right. Rasmus, Garnacho and Mainu has made this club really fun to watch. Also, can I get a fist pump, says Adrio. 29 minutes gone. United lead 1-0. Massive game here, but a little bit of concern since we've gone 1-0 up. We seem to be... Look at how many players we've got ahead of the ball again. I remember us doing this against Wolves on the opening day. Nice ball here, though. Delo. Needs a pass. Needs a pass there. That's good. Delo. Whip it. Whip it. Whip it, Bruno. Whip it. Oh, whip it, Delo. Goal! Oh! How's Ireland? Oh, Rasmus is nearly on the end of that. Good tackle. Casemiro. He was close on that. It was very close. Dara says, who invited McTominay? Oh, okay. Bruno been non-existent. He needs to help Mainu, says Mod. Here we go again. These runners. Just a little bit disorganised and dishevelled at the moment, United here. I'd like to have seen a little bit just sit in and counter just for 10 minutes. Trouble with 1-0 is if they equalise, they've got the bloody crowd behind them, haven't they? Lots of people giving Delo his credit, which is good to see in the chat. Always been a bit of a divisive player, Delo, but I like him, always have done. Well done, Mainu. Let's go wide. Let's go wide. Varane. Oh, what a ball by Varane. Here's Garnacho. What's he going to do? Nah, it's a good cross. It's just too quick. He's played it too fast. Good play. What a ball by Varane, by the way. And I think Garnacho's cross is great. It's just a little bit too quick with it. Villa gaining momentum, says Cac. Well, maybe, but United seem to be having a little bit of their own there. Oh, that's going to break down. Varane, you're never getting ahead of him. Well done. Well done, Onana off his line. That's what you want to see. Sweeper keeper. Sunturno Man says Douglas Luiz is a great player as well. Just trying to slow it down a bit, I think, Villa here, which is a bit weird. Onana's doing well. Lex says, how do you feel about Ten Hag and would you change Gaffer if you could? No. No, I'm Ten Hag in. Oh, come on, stop pissing about with it on the edge of the box. If in doubt, kick it out. Cross comes in, back post. Goal kick. Mark, can you help me? I have binoculars but still can't see the Ten Hag outers. Where have they gone, says KFJ. Too soon. They'll still be there. Fake smiles. I'm really happy. I'm really happy. I'm really happy. Oh, Villa have scored. Get him out. Villa are by far the better team. Opener was rigged. Villa get even remotely healthy in the next few weeks. We get top 5 tied up. Who was that from? That's from Lee Bruce. No Torres, Konza, Digne, Mings, Bendia or Zaniola. We've not had Bendia all season. You've not had Mings all season. Zaniola very rarely starts. Digne's on your bench. Konza and Torres I'll give you. But you want to try having our injury list. This game could have used Martinez. We definitely miss him, says Hamlet. We were always going to miss him, mate. Need to sit in and weather the storm and slow the game down. No need to chase the game and take risks, says Red Smurf. Delo's defensive work rate has been really bad. Almost all the chances are coming from his side, says Sam. Yeah, but I don't think that's to do with him. I think that's to do with the lack of running from the midfield, really. Come on, here we go. Rashford, get on your toes here. Bruno, we've got a 3v3. Got a 3v3. Oh, Garnacho was looking for it. Mainu's the ball. Oh, he's never going to get a free kick for that. I can't believe the negativity in the chat. Casemiro's been poor today. Mainu's been poor today. Varane's been poor today. We're winning 1-0 against a really good team. Get behind your fucking players. You moaning bunch of gets. Bloody hell. No wonder you want Ten Hag out. You want miracles. Couldn't give a shit about a bad performance. We're winning 1-0. We live in the moment. And it'll be the same people saying Casemiro is having a bad game who don't realise he's getting overrun in the midfield because Bruno's playing too fucking high again. Bruno's playing way too high. Newcastle did so well against Villa a couple of weeks ago because they sat with 3. Too far ahead of the ball, Bruno is. He should be in here now. Good block. They are getting close, Villa. Ramsey again. Mark just wants to take the chance to say thanks for all the content. Much appreciated. Ten Hag is our man, says Lee. Well, a long way to go in this game. Funny that Villa fans are here because they're too small to have a Villa stand, says Red Smurf United. I ain't got a problem with Villa fans. They've had a really good season. I ain't got a problem with Villa fans. I want to beat them, but, you know, it's a big game for them as well. 8baller, thanks very much for your super chat. Appreciate that. They're just getting hold of this midfield too often. Ramsey's had a really good game for them. Always plays well against us. And Arna's quick off his line there. Need to get to half-time, 1-0. Need to stay in front in this game. But it's funny, when Martinez has had 3 goal kicks, you can see the stat that needs to happen. You can see the Casemiro and Mainu stepping up onto Kamara and Luis. But in open play, we're just not operating with the same discipline. Because Bruno's typically everywhere again. And I like Bruno, but can we not just get a bit of discipline? We're winning 1-0. He doesn't need... He's playing right up front all the time. He doesn't need to go there. I don't know why we're doing that. We don't need Bruno playing up front. And that's on the manager. Because when the long ball doesn't work, Bruno's completely out of the game. He's going to book Casemiro as well. What's Casemiro doing here? I think it was a yellow card. I think, honestly, I think Casemiro did catch him there. Nice play by Mainu. Bruno, come on. Transition quick. You got the overlap from Luke Shaw, Rashi. Pass the ball. Pass the ball. In that situation, pass the fucking ball. You've got an overlap from Rashford, from Luke Shaw. You've got a couple of passes inside, and Rashford just wanders back into that same world again of... Well, you know what? I'm not going to get drawn into the same old shit because it'll give you high blood pressure. But Matty Cash was late on Casemiro and stamped on his foot. Player, no yellow card. Casemiro makes barely any contact, if any, yellow card. In the same game with the same referee. Make it make sense. You know, changing his rules as he goes along. Like, literally, Matty Cash should have had a yellow card then. If that's going to be a yellow card, that should have been a yellow card. But it's bullshit, isn't it? Has Onana been watching the show? This is the most mobile I've seen since Inter Milan. Do you think the AFCON stuff humbled him? We bought him to do exactly what he's doing today. It's good to see him do it. Who do you think should come off at half-time? Alex, I mean, I'd be worried about bringing on Scott McTominay in a game like this, but that will probably be the sub. Get what you're saying about Casemiro, but there's a reason he's booked every game. He's either too slow or has zero discipline. Neither are good, says Oddy. Bruno Guimaraes gets booked most games. There's a lot of players that get booked every game. I've got some snacks for the Super Bowl, John. They're not the ones I wanted, but they'll be getting a strongly worded phone call tomorrow. Joey says, Villa are a good team. It's tough to beat at home, and yet there's so many negatives. Yeah, I don't really get it, really. We've got to get to half-time, though. Do you think in that Bruno has gotten worse with times as CPFC? I think it's a tactical thing. Here's Rasmus. He's got to go wide. Tried to go wide. That'll go for a corner. That will relieve a bit of pressure here. I just want to get to half-time. I want to get to half-time here. Does Bruno realise he's part of the midfield? Højlund scratching and clawing at the edge of our box. Can't believe Mainu or Casemiro doesn't strangle him, says Billy Welch. Look, I can't for the life of me believe that that's not tactical, but I can't for the life of me understand why we're doing it. We're getting broken upon a lot because we're putting Bruno on the defensive line of Villa, hitting a long ball that they win, and then Bruno's out of the game and the midfield's overrun. I don't know why Bruno is playing so advanced. And he's not quick either. So why is Bruno playing on the line of Villa when he's not quick? Just taking himself out of the game all the time. But that will be tactical. We will be doing that for a reason. I don't know what that reason is. You know, I watch a lot of football, but Erik ten Hag is a much better coach than any of us. There'll be a reason why we're doing it. I don't understand it because it's leaving, you know, for me, Bruno should be dropping 10 metres every time. Yeah, Susan Brandon's right. It's almost becoming a 4-2-4. We can't play a 4-2-4 against a team that plays 4 midfielders. Mainu, here we go. You see, I don't get this because Bruno is playing on the last shoulder for the balls over the top, but he ain't quick enough for it. So I've seen Bruno in that position 3 times now where the ball's been good, but he ain't quick enough. Bailey, good play by Luke Shaw, and Anana's there. I don't like it. I don't like what's happening with Bruno because he's there for these balls over the top, but he ain't got the pace for them anyway. Hello, Mark. Love the channel. Your hoodie and the parting line on your head, says Tony Stark. Thank you very much. We need to buy a CDM next transfer window, says Alex. And hi, Mark. Love the channel. Looking at how messed up the whole yellow card, red card fiasco is, I absolutely dread blue cards. Yeah, they can't do it, dear. It'd be it'd be an absolute shit show. Man of the first half, says Teo. I'll leave it till half time, but I've got a couple of recommendations. Tackling Rashford. Well done, Bruno. What the fuck? He got the ball. When Mount comes back, I think he has to have a chance in the Bruno role, says Spanner. He'll probably fucking send Bruno off here. Absolute div. Absolute div. Spanner says he'd give Mount a chance in the role. This is a good free kick chance for Bailey. It's not a red. He's not getting a red for that. Well, Villa have got 2 players offside here. Doesn't make any sense at all. They're obviously obstructing the goalkeeper. And Anna gives a corner up. Did Bruno even get booked for that? No. It was a worse tackle than Casemiro's. Referee's been awful, says Mike. Oh yeah, fucking standard. You just. All I do in any game I watch now, especially United, but even if I'm watching something on That's Football, you just pray that the referee's not going to make a big enough mistake to cost you the game. Good header by Maguire on the back post. Need a stretch here. 4 minutes added on into the first minute. Corners for United, always a worry. And Arna's in a right fucking terrible position there. I hate this new rule as well, where a player can just basically just stand in front of a goalkeeper. It makes them completely redundant. A lot of work to do at half-time. A lot of work to do at half-time here. We've lost. We were better at 0-0 than we've been at 1-0. It's been very scrappy. We need someone quick and have Bruno drop back, says CPFC. Yovraj says, where do you see Man United by the end of the season? I think a lot of it depends on how this game goes. Ooh, I tell you what, I thought Garnacho was going to get there ahead of Martinez. I worry about Casemiro in this game, though, because on a yellow card, there's a lot of intricate Villa players. And you know this referee, he'll give that second yellow. That makes it even more important that Bruno tracks back, because you can't leave all the defensive work to Casemiro. Good play, Casemiro, there. He looks like a red. He looks like a red waiting to happen, doesn't he? Wasn't we meant to buy Michael Elise, says Alex. Oh, it's just a rumour at the moment, mate. He's injured for 3 months. Yeah, you're never getting a penalty for that. Jay says he wants Rashford sold as soon as possible. He's useless. I don't think Rashford's done much wrong in that half. If he brings McTominay on for Casemiro, Devils 58 Reds will do well to get a win. Because the one thing about McTominay is that he's done well this season is playing as a more advanced player. Right, here's Rashford. Give him a pass. Bruno on the edge. That's good. Delo. Garnacho. 3 minutes gone. Delo. I don't think he's going to get that. Corner. We'll take that, and that'll be half time. Picks on goalkeepers like Arsenal shouldn't be allowed, says Jose. And Bruno's been crap. He needs to be more disciplined and up his levels, says Nigel. Hi, Mark. I love the channel, says Eddie. Do you think Ineos will utilise the South American market? I've got no idea. I'd sell Rashford, and he's my favourite player, says Lee. I mean, we will be active. We do have scouts in South America, but whether we'll bring anybody in from there, I don't know. Corner here, Bruno. Different type of corner. Mainu, back to Bruno. This better bloody work, because I don't know what's the point of this. What's the point of that fucking corner? Now we're going to get broken upon. What was the point of that corner then? Why is he... What? This ref needs fucking... This ref is a disgrace. Absolute clown. I can't believe he's booked Mainu for this. So we've got Mainu and Casemiro on yellow cards for basically fucking nothing. I just don't get it. Happy to see Rasmus consistently scoring. Bruno has some work to do. Why do they have to make it about themselves? You know what I mean? Why do they have to make it about themselves? Like, you're basically just teeing yourself up for a red card in the second half. I don't mind picking up yellow cards when they're justified, but he's making a fucking shit show of this game. Oh, what the fuck's going on here now? That's half time anyway. Get your thoughts in. What are your thoughts? Manchester United leading 1-0 here. Look, we've got the goal, but it's been exactly the sort of game I thought it would be, really. I didn't know that we'd score first. I knew it would be important to score first, but this game ain't going to... This is a 90-minute game. No one's pulling away here. It's going to be nip and tuck, and yeah, we're going to have to just stay focused. Let me just whack a tweet out. Yeah, look, I think first 5 minutes, Villa started off how you'd expect a home team to start off. Lots of possession, didn't really create anything. Haven't really created... Well, they have. Anana's made a big save one-on-one for Watkins. And then we sort of had that period of time, didn't we, where we had a few corners and it led to the Rasmus goal. Looked like it was going to be offside, but fair play. Rasmus timed it to perfection. Good header by Harry. We've had 6 corners to their 4. 7 shots to their 10, 1 on target. So, look, I think Villa, since it's gone 1-0, Villa stepped up. And for some reason, tactically, I think we switched off. That goal was such a big thing, but the last 20 minutes since the goal has felt way more nervy than it should have been. I think for some reason, we didn't change the tactics. At 1-0, for 5 or 10 minutes, you should sit in and counter with the pace of the front 3. And yet we carried on doing what we were doing with Bruno playing in a front 4. I'm like, we're playing Villa. They're a good team, and we're not respecting that by pulling Bruno back into the midfield and sitting in for a bit with a bit of a shape. And literally after that goal, for about 5 minutes, it was just wave after wave of midfielders not being marked, having a shot. So, look, we've weathered that storm. We've had a couple of corners ourselves again. But we need to be a lot smarter in the second half, because if we play like that in the second half, we've got 2 midfielders on a yellow card. They're breaking on us all the time. We're not picking up the midfield runners. Bruno's playing like a second striker. I don't understand that. Answers on a postcard. I don't understand why you'd play Bruno as a second striker away from home when he's got no pace, and when the ball breaks down, it leaves us with only 2 midfielders. So I don't really understand what we're doing there. It's not really working. It's not like it's some hidden tactical niche that's working. They're breaking on us, and with a bit more composure, it probably could be 1-1. Anana makes a very good save from Watkins one-on-one. That's a brilliant one-on-one save. There's been a couple of others. But look, we're 1-0 up at half-time. Casemiro's on a yellow. Mainoo's on a yellow. The referee's a bloody joke. You know, he's booking Mainoo and Casemiro, but he didn't book Matty Cash for a worse tackle than both. So we've got a referee that's dangerous. And we've got a Villa side that's dangerous as well. I think Jacob Ramsey's been a big threat. Bailey looks handy. Watkins with Maguire and Varane have done actually very well against. At the moment, I think this has got 1-1 written all over it. But we're 1-0 up, and we've got to fight for our fucking lives. We've got to fight for our lives to defend that. It's not 0-0, it's 1-0. And I think it's got a draw written all over this, and that doesn't help us. It doesn't help us. We need to win. So I think a little bit more composure on the ball. If we can get that second goal, brilliant. But we need to get hold of that midfield. And I'm very worried. If we go down to 10 men, we'll probably lose the game. So, but I'm worried because Casemiro, every attack is going into tackles that if he mistimes one, he's gone. And I don't actually feel like Bruno is doing enough defensively. And this game will flip on a red card. And I don't want to be in the position doing a full-time reaction saying that red card changed the game. So Eamon says Casemiro needs to go. I don't think we're watching the same game, mate. You take Casemiro off, we'll fucking lose, mate. I don't know what you're talking about. The amount of interceptions he's made. I don't know what game you're watching. We don't need Casemiro to go at all. We need him on the pitch. Somebody just said sub Casemiro for Eriksen. Do you people actually watch football, or do you just pull opinions out your arse? We need a holding midfielder against them. We haven't got one. He's the only one we've bloody got. I wouldn't sub him for love nor money. I don't know what you're bloody talking about. God almighty. If we take Casemiro off, we'll lose. We'll lose the game. The more I watch Bruno, the more I understand Ricky's frustration with him. He struggles to do the simple things. That's from It's Mark. Sam Morgan, welcome to the Members Club. Look, I think with Bruno, you know I'm a big fan of him. I'll always defend him. But that's a tactical thing today. He's playing way too advanced. But look, we're in a good position. We're 1-0 up against Aston Villa at half-time. We're in a really good position. I just don't think we're going to get away with it for another 45 minutes playing the way we are, unless we're very, very lucky. Delo and Luke Shaw, what do you think of them so far? Really good. I think the back four's played well. I think the back five's played well. I think Onana's played well. Delo and Shaw have played well. Maguire and Varane have played well as well. You know, Rasmus has got his goal. Very little service again. Garnacho and Rashford have done okay when they've got the ball. Mainoo's having a tough game. Yeah, the midfield is where I'm worried, and it was where I was worried before the game. The team is being overworked on the left side because Rashford refuses to pressure and work. All he's done is get offside and complain, says Eduardo. Let's have a look at some of these. Much better from Onana, we must say. Also, is Harry regaining the trust in him not to start but to do a job when needed? I see dead bodies. I think Maguire already had that trust back. You forget that he was playing well before he got injured. I don't think there's any concerns with Maguire. He is what he is. He was playing well before the injury. And, yeah, I don't think there's any major concerns there. We don't have Martinez. I used to think moving from Old Trafford was not a major deal, but now I'm firmly against it. I think moving to a new stadium, you lose your identity, says Ian Carlton. Strange game. Casemiro having a shocker. Maino should be marking Ramsey instead of Douglas Luiz. Delo doing well. Sean, I'm stunned by this Casemiro hate. Not hate. I hate that word. I'm stunned by this Casemiro criticism because I genuinely think some of our fans have slipped into a coma for the last 4 months that he's been injured. I mean, what is it you're planning on doing? You take him off, we'll lose the game. Simple as that. We're getting a red card for sure in the second half, says Nick P. This ref is a Jobsworth and we're a bit ill-disciplined. Bad combination. Chad says 2 yellows in the midfield means Scooby's coming on. Yeah, definitely. Ref's a contender for Pratt of the Week on the podcast, says Mike Royce. Mainu stop to counter your Pratt, says Danny. I've got no words. Manchester United are winning a game and I'm being called a Pratt for Mainu criticism, which I haven't given. Okay, we'll move on from that one. Weird day. Amrabat needs to come in for Mainu. He's looking lost, says Rahul. No, don't worry. Mainu made a tackle on a counter, so he's fine. Don't worry about it. Any chance for the AFCON final watch-along, says Crispy? Absolutely not. I've done Arsenal and West Ham. I'm doing this. I've got a match reaction, and then I'm doing the Super Bowl, so there's no way I'm doing the AFCON. I've not watched it all anyway, so I'd feel like a bit of a, glory boy coming in at the end. Delo been found out. Casemiro's legs gone, says James. I think Delo's played well as well. Casemiro's legs have gone. Oh, my God. We've got some prats in the chat today. Garnacho's getting exposed as well, says Tom. Has something gone out on Reddit to say who can come up with the most stupid super chat on the United Stand watch-along? Because I feel like there's some sort of conspiracy coming around here that I'm not fully aware of. Garnacho's playing badly, Delo's playing badly, Mainoo's playing badly, Casemiro's playing badly, Varane's playing badly, Rashford needs to be sold, Bruno needs to be sold. That's seven of our team playing shit, and yet we're winning 1-0 against Aston Villa. I mean, come on. Get a fucking grip. Is it just the Ten Hag outers getting agitated? I've never known a half-time like this, and we've been losing and had better positivity. Casemiro's legs have not gone, and it wasn't a yellow card. He's getting overrun again. Mainu is really struggling because he's having to deal with 2 runners all the time, Jacob Ramsey and Douglas Luiz. Bruno is playing too far in advance. Aston Villa play a midfield 4 of McGinn, Kamara, Luiz and Ramsey, and you've only got Casemiro and Mainu. We're getting overrun in the midfield. Bruno is standing up next to Rasmus most of the time and then not able to track back. It's a 2v4. We're getting overrun. And the fullbacks inverting can't help that because there's someone called Leon Bailey as well. We can't deal with everyone in the midfield. So Casemiro's legs are not going. We're getting overrun. Mainu's not having a bad game. He's getting overrun. If you can't see that, then, you know, what can you do? Harry Maguire got an assist, set up a goal.
I think I saw.
Well done, isn't it?
Yeah.
Long way to go. What do you think?
Good.
Think they'll win?
Probably. Close match.
Yeah. Thanks. That's better analysis than Gabby Agbonlaho's done in his whole life. 3 words. Will they win? Probably. Close match. You don't get that with Agbonlaho. He's probably got it right. We probably all just spent 10 minutes arguing and that was about it. Shaw's got to make more runs down the left-hand side. But you know what? I think he's made a few. I mean, I remember one specifically where Rashford's got it in a good position. Luke Shaw makes the overlap. There's people in the box, and then Rashford decides to keep it, take someone on, and shoot. And you know, sometimes all I want to see is I think up until the first, it's weird. Up until the first goal, I was really happy with the way we were playing. I think we were disciplined, structured, organised. We scored the first goal, and it all seemed to disappear. Panic stations, space everywhere, and I don't really understand it. You don't need to play like that. You don't need to play like that. Do you think it was where are you going to do the Super Bowl watch along, says Arvin? We'll be on That's Football for that one. Looking forward to it. Would you make any changes at half time? Look, my player of the half, I was asked this question. I'm not going to duck it. I think my player of the half is either Onana or Maguire or Varane. I think those 3 players have played really well. I heard somebody say Varane's had a bad game. I think Varane's been really understated again and very, very good. But I think you've got to do that save that Onana makes from Watkins is massive. You know, those saves never really get the credit they deserve. But yeah, big save. But look, Delo's played well, I think, as well. I think Luke Shaw's... I think the back 5 have been really good. Back 5 have been really good again. We need to get the front 3 into the game. Considering Garnacho, Rasmus and Rashford are such a threat, we need to get them in the game a lot more in the second half. Bruno's an average player. All he does is run, says Aziz. And I think he needs to run smarter. I'm very happy with this performance so far, but I'm terrified that we'll get cooked by this clueless referee, says Robert Lund. Anthony on for Haaland wins us this. There's definitely something going on. We need a player for a... Sorry, what's going on here? The gap between our attackers and defenders is too big. That's why we're not effective. People can see this and just blame individuals, says Tamas. But you know why the gap? Here's an answer for you. I told you this on the preview. I said we need to keep the gap between the defence and the attack as small as possible, which is what we did against Wolves and West Ham. But we can't do it when you're going to play Harry Maguire or Lindelof or Evans, because you have to drop your line. We were playing a higher line with Martinez, but we can't do it with Maguire and Evans and Lindelof. So the line has dropped, but the attacking line has stayed the same. And there's this void between the two. And you've got to close that line. Against West Ham and Wolves, we didn't have the void because Martinez was standing up there with Varane. But we can't do that with Maguire because it leaves too much space in behind. Or Lindelof, or Evans. And why should you? Maguire is playing well. Varane is playing well. But Bruno, we're playing a 4-2-4 away from home. We're playing a 4-2-4. So, yeah. Emil King, I've seen it twice. I won't read it out. I'll just block you. So you need to go and set up a new YouTuber chat. Don't shout stuff out and then not explain what you mean. It's boring. Garnacho keeps coming on the inside, forcing Mainu to go outside, which leaves a massive gap in the middle, which Delo is struggling to cover, says Tom. There are a few villagers missing their idiots today, says Philip. I think the frustration with Casemiro is that he's given the ball away a lot today. He wins it and just gives it away, good and bad in my opinion. Lindelof's coming on. Nikos, welcome to the members club. It's not like going to Villa Park is easy, but I've been resting for a night shift, so taking 1-0 a little at face value, says Emily Derry. Thank you very much for that. Varane off for Lindelof. For fuck's sake. Fucking hell. This injury thing is so annoying. How can any team build anything? Oh no, Varane's coming on. Luke Shaw. Is it Luke Shaw? Who's coming off? Shaw. Got no left back now. So why did we let Reguilon go back? Fucking hell. That's just... You can't afford to lose Luke Shaw or Varane. You just can't fucking afford to do it. We had 2 games where we had our decent team. And now it's, you know, Martinez has gone. Luke Shaw has gone. Casemiro is probably going to get sent off. You got to question it at this point. Why did we send Reguilon back? I know it wasn't very good in some people's eyes, but Delot now, that one injury changes our whole team because Delot goes from left back to right back and Lindelof goes to right back. So one injury changes 2 positions. Oh no, Delot is staying at right back. Okay, that's one then. Is the lead looking vulnerable, says Kenneth? Well, I think it's looking more vulnerable now. Fucking injuries this season. Get fucked, mate. Absolute joke. You can't... You know what? I know people don't like excuses and they like to shout manager out or Glazers out or this player's shit or that player's shit. But you can't build anything when you're constantly changing your team. You just can't. You can't. We can't start talking about, oh, we're going to get in the Champions League when we're losing a player every game again. Martinez last game. Luke Shaw this game. I did say this though, and I know a lot of you agreed with me. Like, when we get our players back, we'll never get our bloody players back. In the second half of the season when people get tired again. Here's Rashford. No, he's holding on to the ball for too long. Oh! Oh! He's missed it. If we're getting rid of Martial because of his injury, what about Luke Shaw? Julian, I've said the same about Varane. You can't build a team on players that are not consistent. We didn't send him back. He was recalled, said Red Smurf. Yeah, we could have kept him, though. Could have kept him. Call the fitness department and this needs calling out, says LJ. Kenneth wants to know if the lead's looking vulnerable. Casemiro got a red last February against Palace as he got someone's birthday in Brazil. He doesn't want to miss every year, says Fairway 5. Tobias says Varane was sleeping in the first half and Rashford needs to go. Marco says, you look like my 67-year-old gran. She must be a bit of a looker then, isn't it? She's doing well. Gilf, get her on YouPorn. Go. Oh my God. What a save by Onana. This is going to shit, mate. This is going to shit. How has Watkins missed here? Lindelof with a shit pass out. Where is Rashford there? Fucking hell. Why is Rashford not tracking back with Cash in the first 5 minutes of the second half? That's criminal. That is absolute. I can't believe what I've just seen there. I mean, Watkins should score. I mean, it's a great, great save. But you watch that back. Rashford's just walking. First couple of minutes of the second half. Set the tempo. Has anyone checked if Malassi's still alive, says Tristan. And we let left-back Fernandez leave as well, says Matthew Bear. Down with the haters, up with the Reds. Come on, United. Tired of all the hate, says Flawed Right. You got a question, Anthony signing with all the injuries. We are loaded with wingers. Sold Alanga for 90 million wasted. Centre-back vital. Villa have started off really well here. We ain't going to survive this if we don't have an outball. Good play by Garnacho. Mainu is going to move that into Casemiro. Rashford. Lovely ball. Garnacho. I need you to score. Oh, God, I needed you to score there. It was offside anyway. Could we recall the young left-back that's gone on loan to Spanish team, says Darren. We could have done if we didn't sell him to Benfica in January. Yeah, Garnacho was offside there. Fasten your seatbelts, ladies and gentlemen. This could be a bumpy ride. Lindelof off for sure. Massively weakens us. No Martinez. Massively weakens us. Midfield doesn't look anywhere near. Look how high Bruno is again. Playing a front fucking two. Need the second goal. Need the second goal. Rashi, put Garnacho in. Whip it, whip it, whip it. Lovely ball into Delo. Whip it. What back post? Bruno's been there for about 10 years. Fucking hell. Shooting from a stupid angle. Rasmus is fuming. Old habits die hard. What the fuck are we doing? Delo should be putting the cross in here. That's terrible. That's such a fucking waste. Could we recall done that one from Darren? Thank you, mate. Ladias said, what a ball that was from Casemiro and people wanted him off. Yeah, you can't take off a player like this in a game like this. You need what people never understand is the experience you need in a game like this as well. Let's get Ahmad on for Bruno. Let's get, some other youngster on for Casemiro. Luke Shaw must be injured, Dark Moon. There's no rhyme nor reason for it at all. Harry Maguire wants a handball. He's convinced by it. Please be right, Harry. We desperately need another goal. Already in the first few minutes of this second half, Villa should have scored. Great save by Onana, whether it was lucky or not. 9 times out of 10, you'd expect Watkins to score that. How did he miss it, says Mr. V. We sold Alvaro to Benfica. That's a joke if true. Yes, we did. There's that ball over the top that Bruno's not fucking quick enough for. 3 times I've seen that now. Why are we doing it? He hasn't got the pace. Keep hitting this ball to Bruno that he's not quick enough for. It's a waste of time. That's why they're letting it go, because they know he won't get on it. Would you put Amrabat at left back instead of Lindelof? No, Robert, I actually agree with putting Lindelof on. Amrabat didn't work well at left back, did it? Oh, I just want the second goal here. It's so important. Nice ball by Casemiro. Lindelof on the overlap. We never thought we'd see this. Somebody said Fernandez might have gone on Benfica to loan. Here we go. Rasmus, not going to quite get there. I thought it was a 6 million deal for some reason. Maybe it was a loan to buy. Maybe I've disclosed too much. I thought we sold him. Look, we still look a threat on the break. Our medical department needs knees over toes, guys, says Cold Logic. And what do you think about Scott in for Bruno? Strengthens our midfielder and is actually good going forward, says Tobias. It's never going to happen. No one's got the runner again. Nigel says, it's weird tactics because Bruno should be the one feeding the ball, not trying to get on the end of it. I think Casemiro's had a much better second half with his distribution, by the way. Bruno. Need to get rid of Shaw. He's too injury prone, says Ghosty. Well done. Varane. Goal kick. Corner. Thanks to everyone who's tuning in, by the way. Please do subscribe. Bottom right-hand corner. That's how the league table looks as it stands. Don't get too excited. It looks good as it stands, but that's if we win. It's a long if. We're 10 subscribers away from 820,000, by the way. Please do subscribe. Bottom right-hand corner. Villa with a big cross. That's going to go for another corner off Lindelof's head. Fucking hell. It's a hell of an ask to be... Lindelof needs to be bloody careful there, grabbing. And we never saw whether it was a handball that Maguire said about either, did we? And Arna Katz is it. Yeah, Super Bowl watch along will be at 11 o'clock tonight on That's Football. Looking forward to it. Well, I'll be looking forward to it a lot more. You realise Fernandez was loaned and not sold to Samuel. Yeah, well, I've obviously disclosed too much about that then because he ain't coming back. Bruno off for Amrabat and play a 3 in the midfield to Sean. Anyone who's saying Bruno off is never going to happen, is it? There's more chance of Onana coming off than there is of Bruno. He will never sub Bruno. Like, it just won't happen. We're waiting for the inevitable. Having no left back available is crazy. Ten Hag shouldn't be blamed for this joke of a squad, says Mario Franco. I'll tell you what, Villa's passes. I know they're losing this game, but their passing's been on point. Fucking hell. Headed away, Casemiro. That's what he brings to the team as well. Good in the air. It's a massive... I mean, and as well, let's not forget, this is Aston Villa. It's not Aston Villa of the past. This is Aston Villa ahead of us who know how important the goal is. Good play by Casemiro again. His passing's been a lot better in the second half. That's late on Garnacho, and you should be going back for a foul, you stupid dickhead. How's he not gone back for a foul then? Is he a fucking idiot? Is this guy an imbecile? Is this referee an absolute twat or what? How's he not gone back for a free kick then? It's late on Garnacho and the pass doesn't go to a United player. He looks back at the foul and goes, play on. Bloody idiot. Oggs, welcome to the Members Club. Thank you, pal. Why doesn't Rashford ever make a challenge? I don't think Rashford makes challenges since he had his back injury. I've always said that. Maybe that's just a psychological thing or he can't do it. I don't know. Lee Berman says if they score, we won't get anything. Good play by Rashford. Good play by Rashford. Final ball. Well done, Casemiro. Wins it back. He's having a... I tell you what, Casemiro's having a very good second half. I still worry about that yellow card. We can't do anything about that. Rashford, terrible shot. Wins the corner, though. Roy says, is it me or has Rashford played decently? So I don't think he's played badly. I think people have their issues with Rashford, which is down to them. I don't think he's had a bad game. I think there's been some good bits. There's been some bad bits. I think that they're not tracking back on that Watkins chance was confusing. but there's been some, you know, he's held onto the ball a couple of times too long. But there's been some good bits as well. He's a threat in a game like this. Anthony, thank you very much. And James, thanks for being a member for 17 months. Right, here's a corner. Bruno's going to put this right on the goalkeeper. Rasmus is in there. I like the way Villa protect their goalkeeper as well. Mainu, nice little cross. No one's going to get on the end of that. Delo into Bruno. You want to whip this, Bruno. You want to whip this. Terrible cross. And now they're going to break on us. And this is what I mean about it. He's out of position. Fucking hell, Bruno. If this happens to be a goal, it's on you. Oh, see, that's what happens when you're lazy with a cross. They break on us. At this level, you can't put a cross in like that. Lucky again. Dave says that Rashford's pass accuracy hasn't been very good. Do you think we're going to get the result, Oliver? Mate, I think it's the stress fest I always thought it was going to be. I mean, I enjoy it, but I can't tell you the result. I said 1-1 before the game. To be fair, this is exactly the game we predicted on the preview. I said 1-1, and I said it will go to 90 minutes, and it will be about the midfields, and it will be close, and it will be stressful. And it is, but Delo isn't dropping into the midfield nearly as much today. What do you make of that, Mark? Says Bruins. I just think we're just trying to. I don't know. I don't think you can compare this game to Wolves because we don't have Martinez and Shaw. I mean, that's two massively important players out of your team and out of your defence. So it's a bit of a plaster on open wound job again, isn't it? You're just trying to get something. Oh, Maguire. Villa have had some big chances, though. I mean, that chance from Watkins at the start of the half, that chance from Watkins that Onana saved. Matty Cash has had a yellow card now. Is the stats carousel going round? Yes, it is. Thanks. Definitely a squeaky bummer. Oh, God, again. Ramsey. Sorry, Mark. Bruno is hurting us and it's annoying, says Ashley. That's yours, Onana. Yeah. McTominay needs to come on, says PE. But for who? I wouldn't. You're not taking Casemiro off. You're not taking Mainu off. And Bruno won't get taken off. So who does McTominay come on for? Oh, that's a bad pass by Rashford, that is. And the ball's gone again. Got to get... I mean, look at Rasmus tracking back here. Coach used to scream at us, no bad passes, says Brian. I just hope that we can get one on the break. Well done. Casemiro's passing second half has been really good. I mean, take that criticism out your mouth. Here's Garnacho. Cut back to Bruno. Bang! Oh, fucking hell, mate! Bloody hell! That's like 3 games in a row! I think there was an offside anyway. What was the free kick for then? Offside. Yeah, but at the end of the day, whether it's offside or not, it's not like he hasn't been doing that. It was offside anyway, but... Oh, the offside pissed him off. Okay. I'll let him off. Let him off. Apparently he did it on purpose. Delo just stopped one off going off the line, actually. This was this Jacob Ramsey. Kamara's injured for Villa. That would be bad news if it's a bad one. Thanks everyone who's tuning in. Please do subscribe, by the way, bottom right-hand corner. Keep your eyes peeled tomorrow as well. Got a lovely big reveal coming out. Sounds terrible. Oh, God. I've got a big reveal coming tomorrow. It's not an interview with a player, but it's something that you've... it's basically a bit of a bucket list thing tomorrow. So I want to share it with you. So, yeah, that's coming out tomorrow. Again, that sounds bad, but it's not that. I really like Jacob Ramsey. There'll be tweets about him going back a couple of years. I think he's a really good player. They're going to a front three now. Diaby. This is bad news. So Diaby, Bailey and Watkins as a front three. Get Rashford off for Anthony. What other youth are on the bench that care? So Stuart Walker. Looks like a bad injury for Kamara. I think he's had a bad knee before. And just completely... no one near him. Casemiro's second half's been really good, by the way. Mr. Rashi says, I don't know why some United fans don't want Rashford to do well. And Frank says, I like Bruno, but he's not the player that we wanted. Casemiro again. Diaby, watch the cutback. Bruno, that's what you want to see from Bruno. Yeah, look, maybe Casemiro first half wasn't at it, but I think second half he's been brilliant. His passing, his interception. But I don't know. Fasten your seatbelts. It's one of those games that you just can't stop moving, innit? An honour again. 3 big saves. Bailey. Goal. Fuck off. Absolute wankers. It was always coming. I mean, it's the thing is, it's coming. It's like Santa coming down your chimney on Christmas Eve. It's inevitable. Absolutely inevitable. It's been coming for about half an hour. You can't complain about it. You're just trying to get away with it. It has been coming. We can't argue. And Arna's probably saved 3 chances that you'd expect to go in. That one was a great save. Who's he doing that celebration to? Douglas Luiz as well? Because he'd be getting a boot in the face if he was doing it to me. I think he's doing it to Varane. Oh... Well, it's had that feel. It's a weird thing. It's a weird thing. You go 1-0 up, deservedly, and you think, oh my God, this could be it. And then since 1-0, we've been really, really just invited them back into the game and naively as well. But I'll say what I said. You can't have injuries to... What a weak attempt at a tackle that was by Rashford. You can't have injuries to people like Shaw and Martinez and expect to go to Villa Park and give them a game. I know it's frustrating, but Ten Hag was right. When I get my big players back, you'll see what we're all about. Gets them back for 2 games. It's not enough. That defence has got a centre back at left back who's right-footed. And they're all out. They're going to come for us now. Here we go. Look what's going on. Lindelof needs a bit of luck and gets it. Oi, ref! Referee! He's played on! Oh my Christ! How's he played on there? How is he playing on? I'm thinking about a bloody red. This ref's a bloody disgrace to the game, I'm telling you. I can't believe he hasn't gone back for that foul. These are the sort of games, though. Look, I sit and talk to you all the time and say he'll never take Bruno off. He'll never take Bruno off. But these are the sort of games where you've got to be looking at Rashford. You've got to be looking at Bruno, Rasmus, whoever you know, Mainu. Look, Casemiro. I'm just naming names. But all we're doing at the moment is trying to hit the long ball. Referee off the fucking ball as well. Garnacho, back post. Oh! So close from Garnacho. I'm nearly saying he should pass, but to be honest with you, he nearly scores. And to be honest, where's the pass? It's a save, that is. That's a corner. 100% corner. He's given a goal kick. Get Ericsson and Anthony on now, says Dimitri. Well, look, we need to win. We need to win this game. Like, we've got 20 minutes left. We need to win. Ten Hag needs to have the balls to make some big subs. You know, we've got to win. It's a cup final, as he said, and they're going to win it. So he needs to make some big substitutions here. You can't... The momentum is with Villa, and it's been with Villa for an hour. So we know what's coming. Villa are going to win this game or we'll get away with a draw. But we need to win. Like, so he's got to make the changes. So what do you do? Like, you know, there's not a lot on the bench that's going to change it, to be honest. But maybe you get a fresh pair of legs on in the midfield. Maybe you do bring on an Amrabat. Here's a goal. Good block by Varane. They're dominating his ear. He's got to make changes. I mean, get McTominay on, get somebody on, get a fresh pair of legs on. I don't care. It's 70 minutes into the game. Another foul. Yes. Rashford, don't big yourselves up, Villa fans. It's only Man United, says Jack Glancy. Rashford doesn't use protection because he always pulls out, says JJ. Big reveal, is it a boy or a girl, says Dev. And to all Ten Hagers out, squad depth is not the manager's fault, says Brian. Ten Hag has got to get one more midfielder on. We're getting overrun, says Matthias. I can't see us getting Europe in next season. We should have kept Spurs left back instead of sending him back, says Dimitri. Well, they've made another subs. Where's our subs? Has he actually made a sub that wasn't enforced? McTominay. For Rashford. You know what? Somebody just said it in the chat. Somebody just said it in the chat that we need to get someone on in the midfield. So there it is. I presume Bruno will just go to right wing, though. He hasn't got anybody else ready. You know, Anthony's sat down. I think I saw Ahmad sat down. Look, there's still time. You know, stranger things have happened in games of football. But there's a large part of me that's thinking, actually, would I just take the point at this point and hope that Villa or Spurs collapse later on in the season? Stay in the game. Oh, football, eh? The thing is, I'm sort of like sat here going, you know, which way is this going to go? And as I said, there's a large part of me that's sort of like, if we did lose this game, when you look at the chances that Villa have had, they have probably shaded it over us. And they definitely have got the momentum at the moment. I did say 1-1. I don't want it to be 1-1. I'd probably take 1-1 at the moment. But hold on. Garnacho's bit of time. He's got too long on it. Good block. Probably hit it as well as he could have done in the circumstances. And that's a wild shot by Casemiro. You know what, though? If somebody'd said to me before the Wolves game, 2 wins and a draw, I'd have bloody bit their hands off. But the problem is, with wins comes the inevitable expectation that we demand from Manchester United, of course. I just sense that Villa fancy this. You can see it in the faces on the crowd. Good tackle by Mainu, but the second ball isn't there. Again, though, look, you know, you make that McTominay sub. He's not tracking back. He's hanging around as a striker, second striker. Oh, bloody hell. Squeaky bum time or what? We lost any control the minute we went in front. I think, Matt, I said it at half time. You're absolutely spot on. Absolutely spot on. Mark, now both Bruno and Scooby-Doo will try to be the last man, says Nickett. Will we ever see Ahmad, says Sebastian. Your club is terrible and will be for a long time, says We Way Out here. Eric Ten Hag needs to read the danger and sort that left side out. Waited too long, says Aldo. And who do you want to come on? We have got no bench, says Victor. Yeah, look, I've said it time and time and time again that when we make subs, even when we've got our strongest team and we make subs, there's a drop-off. Well, we haven't got our strongest team on. Reality bite for the people that say we're back, says James. I don't think it is unless we lose, mate. I think if we get a draw here, it's a good result. Where we are and where Villa are. But obviously, a lot of people want us to win. And when you go 1-0 up, you expect a game managed a little bit better. How do you look at this side and not question the manager? That was a good chat there. How do you look at this side and not question the manager? How do you look at this side and not question the manager? The setup is horrible, says Curry. Well, give us a better one. I'm a realist. I told you that. I said when we beat Wolves, I said when we beat West Ham, there will be games where we don't win again this season. I don't know why people started thinking we were going to start winning every game. Never in a million years. There are going to be drop-off points. Of course there are. Terrible pass by Lindelof. I mean, look, Lindelof at left-back and Rashford on the left. I mean, that was never going to work. Don't get too down, though. Future is bright with all these young studs and better ownership. Bigger picture is more important, says Lee. Got to keep the faith. We have enough talent on the pitch to grab a win, says Vol. I just think Villa are going to... Well done, Casemiro. I think Casemiro's second half has been really good. I know people won't see it. No trust in Amrabat, it would appear, says Steve. I want to clear loads of these players and bring new, fresh people. I like the mentality in that club. I feel like the mentality is rubbish, says Isha. Oh, there was a ball that Rasmus had made. They didn't see it. Bruno. Mainu's missed the tackle, missed the ball. Oh, Casemiro could have been on he's on a second yellow there. That was dangerous, but it could be even more dangerous. Diaby up against Maguire and Lindelof. Stand him up. Terrible shot. I tell you what, that Casemiro, I think he had... That Casemiro slide was terrible. That could have been absolute curtains. He'd have been off. We can't afford that. Take the fucking draw. But I'll never take the draw because I'm thinking maybe, just maybe, we're going to get something on the break, even though we don't deserve it. We really should be saying take the draw. But I still believe that we might get something on the break. Even though there's probably, let's be honest, percentage chance, probably 70% chance Villa win this. But we're still hanging in there for the 30. Ten minutes to go. Doesn't matter, lack of bench isn't an excuse. These are pros, some with fresh legs in, but Ten Hag is a coward. He's got to go. This is Stuart Walker when we've won 2 games in a row and we're drawing at Aston Villa. We need to sack the manager. Mad, absolutely mad. It's all about opinion though. The game changed when Shaw went off, 100%. He hasn't got a left back. Like he wanted players in the January transfer window. He didn't get them. The left back that he brought in has been sent back to save money. Great show, Mark. Our squad isn't good enough. Our bench players don't give us anything and wouldn't get in a top team, says Ashley. It's like the players don't get it. This game is a must win and it will come down to 2 or 3 points, says Dan John. Of all the dreadful things Mourinho has done, buying Lindelof was the worst. Well, there's 10 minutes to go here. If we lose, kiss goodbye to top 5. That's what the next 10 minutes is about here. This is good. This is very good. Garnacho, take him on. Take him on. It's a terrible shot, though. Everything about that from Garnacho is really good, but you're never going to slip McTominay in, so he's got to ignore the McTominay run, and he's got to shoot. He's got to shoot. God. Maybe I think you know what? I think we should get. I think Aston Villa should play for a draw. They really don't need to win this game. Just play for a draw. Play for a draw, Villa. It's the right thing to do. I think Maguire's just been booked. Maguire clears it away. Yeah, if you're interested in the Super Bowl later on, I will be live on That's Football for that. Well done, Varane. Wins the free kick. That'll do. That will do. Put an attacking sub on now, Ten Hag. This is poor management. We have to win this, says Nick J. Ryan says, is Malacia going to be even available this season? All hands on deck and we're so thin at the back. That's from Ryan. If we draw, top 4 is gone, says Dan. I don't want to look at the league table at the moment. I'm sick and tired of this, Mark. How can Arsenal put away West Ham at half-time only for us to struggle against Villa, says Dan. I hope that's sarcasm, Dan. I really hope it is. McTominay. Pass back. Don't let him pick it up. We'll take the throw in. I don't think United are settling for a draw, Stev, but we... Look at Emery out of his technical area. Book him for being out of his technical area. Look at him. Jumping around, shouting. That's not a good ball. Maguire never wants that ball there. Well done, though. Well done. What a ball by Casemiro that is again. Delo, back post. Attack the back post. Put the cross in. What the fuck are we doing there, Delo? Come on. There's people... so how many chances have we created for Rasmus today? Are we past 2? I think Bruno played a bad pass to him and led to a corner. Maguire's header. So I think we're at 2, aren't we, for Rasmus again? Chelsea stuffed this team last week, says Leroy. Oh, I can just feel a... You know, I'm not even going to say it. Well, no. Actually, it's always the opposite. So I can just feel a Villa late winner here. I just got that sick feeling. Delo. Yes! Rasmus! No! It's Scooby-Doo! It's McTominay! It's 2-1! You can shove your jinx! I've told you! I've got jinx powers! I've got jinx powers! Get in! Woohoo! We're off on a ride! We're riding out of Villa with 3 points! Get in! Get in! I said it, didn't I? I've got a horrible feeling Villa are going to win this and we score. Jinx! 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 Get in! Massive goal! Who put this cross in? Mainu. I think it's Bruno. No, it's Delo. Scooby-Doo! Get in! Oh, that's massive. That is absolutely massive. Whew. Absolutely massive. What a header. What a header. Someone's get him a Scooby snack, says Sumi. Ah, oh, I tell you what though. How many years have we been saying this about McTominay? Last 20 minutes in the box. Don't ever play him as a holding midfielder or a box-to-box player. Just put him in that number 10 position. Robert loves him. What a cross by Delo. Please keep talking shit. It has immediate effects. Clark, my jinx things has been known for years. Even yesterday, I said this point for Spurs, these two points dropped by Spurs will be massive for us. They get a late winner. So if you know, you know. The Goldbridge jinx normally works in the opposite direction. Right, let's hold on here. Let's hold on here. Let's hold on. Harsh on Villa? Probably. Do I care? No. Why would I? Why would I? Get it out. Get it out. Get it out. Time. I tell you what, I think Casemiro's second half has been brilliant, by the way. I don't think he's put a foot wrong. Back post. Oh, how long's he going to add on here? How long's he going to add on here? Breathe the pressure. Can't play in the game, I'll test you. Come on, this, you know, I was thinking, can we get a point? Can we hang on with a point? Still time, still time. You just. Villa coming hard here. Where's the midfield again? Just why are we not? Why is everyone not behind the ball? Why is this massive gap happening between the midfield and the attack? Everybody should be behind the ball. There's a header for Watkins. Why is not everyone behind the ball? Can somebody explain to me why not everyone's behind the ball? Don't make the same mistake again. Hold on, hold on, hold on, won't be long. Yeah, baby, hold on, hold on. Come on. Make sure you subscribe, by the way, bottom right-hand corner. How long's the referee going to add on here? I think 30 seconds top. Shouldn't be long. Probably going to add on about 12 minutes for absolutely no reason because he's a crap ref. The low man of the match. Lots of people talking about that. I think it's in the player. I think player ratings link is in the video description. It is. Mark every player out of 10, 6 being the average. God. I feel more nervous now than I did at 1-1. Villa on the cusp of losing 3 home games in a row. Who would have thought that was possible? Six minutes added on. Luiz dancing in front of Varane. What goes around comes around. Oh, go on. Mainu, make the tackle. Shit. Bruno. Get in. Come on. No, I'm not saying a word about the result. I'm not jinxing a fucking thing. Evans and Amrabat coming on. Yeah. Defence. Take off one of the attackers. Fuck off, Luiz. Get off him. Do you want some? Take your fucking hands off him, you knobhead. Who's this? Who's this behind him at all? You can jog on in your big coat. Fucking idiot. Jog on. Mark, Scott is the most technical player and we're all critical, but he saved our bacon numerous times. He's a super sub as bounty hunter. Give Goldbridge the assist as Daniel start. Mainu's coming off as well. The feeling after scoring is absolutely dreadful, says Taito. We should all sell Rashford and buy Bay. He's much more productive and tracks back, says Dijan. Still time here, though. The referee will add the time on for that sub stuff. Anyway, I don't know why people get so angry about players walking off because the referee always adds it on. I don't know. I don't like when you make a sub in stoppage time, it always leads to added on time anyway. We won't be finishing bang on 96. No way. You still want Douglas Luiz? Of course I do. He's a shithouse. He's a good player. Bruno Guimaraes is a shithouse for Newcastle. It's, you know, I've got no problem. I've played the game. They're the enemy when you play them, but they're a good, you know, they're good. Not been impressed with Onana today, but he is my man of the match. Oh no, Amrit says I've not been impressed with him, but today's my man of the match. Would you keep McTominay as a forward? No, McTominay's a 10. Like, he's a 10, really. He's a last 20-minute throw of the dice. I reckon Onana man of the match. Great performance as Treat Studios. You know, finally, we're doing what I wish we'd done in the fucking first half. We're playing deep. We're getting loads of people behind the ball. I don't think Villa will like that. You know, we gave them too much space at 1-0. Oh, God. Here's Garnacho. Please, please. Take the corner. No, it's bloody gone to the keeper. How long's left? 3 minutes. I mean, I think we're playing a back five, aren't we, with Johnny Evans? Scott McTominay looks like he learned a lot from Ollie, says it's CJR. Well, yeah, Jamie, who works on our website, just said, I'd given up on Champions League football, but if we hold on here, who knows? Oh, come on, Casemiro. Why don't you let that run? Good block. Delo, you've got to work hard there, Garnacho. Maguire, go down the line. Go down the line. Lovely, lovely. Give him a pass. That'll do. Come on. Come on. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. That'll do. What a cross by Delo. Delo could be man of the match. Delo could be man of the match. I'm just saying it. He could be the man of the match tonight. Oh, I've lost my bloody live chat now. Come on. I can't be losing that. Not at this time. This could be a bad omen. Oh, don't do this now. I've lost my bloody live chat. I feel like I'm detached. I feel like I'm not watching the game. About a minute to go. Big minute in our season. Cross comes in. And Arna's got it in his hands. Kiss it. Snog it. Rob it. That'll do. Keep it in your hands. Use the force, Goldbridge, says Jeremy. Maguire wants the time. Off topic, but the fact we're coming off a City treble plus all these charges coming up and United are still the most hated team is insane to me, says Dowell. The biggest fluke result in history, says Lee. This feels like a big win if we get it, says Mohammed. I'm taking a break to plank thinking of you, says Dan. We've been crap, but this result is delightful, says Mario Franco. Referee, that's a foul. Tillemans, you little coward. Book him. Mark, please stop talking until the final whistle, says Marcos. Get in! 2-1 to Manchester United. Get in! Final whistle. Have some of that. Have some of that. I tell you what, the first thing I want to say as well is, have some of that. You know, there will be United fans who were loving it at 1-1. I told you, Ten Hag's not the man. I've told you, I've been telling you. Oh, I've told you. And when that McTominay goal went in, they probably were like, oh, shit. Oh, that's all my content on social media and Twitter. That's all my tweets going into my drafts. Have some of that. Have some of that. Because I'm telling you now, nobody predicted a win against Wolves, a win against West Ham, and a win against Villa. That's 9 points from 3 games. Fuck off with your Ten Hag out shit. Shut up and get behind the team. Massive result. Massive result. Absolutely massive. Get in. Have some of that. Have some of that, I'm telling you. Get some of that in your tea. Dip that. Look at that league table. Manchester United into 6th place as we were. But look at that. We are 5 points off Villa. And we are 6 points off Spurs. And there's 14 games to go. Ages to go. Loads to go. Rasmus is riding McTominay and kissing him. Not in that way. But that's a massive result. Get in. Let's get over to the match. Player ratings are going to be fantastic. Make sure you mark every player out of 10. 6 being the average. We're going straight over there. Let's get it. Massive result. 9 from 9. Come on.